Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I didn't film a sit down video last week. I'm very sorry about that, but today I have a little bit of a lengthier video because I am going to be telling you guys all about the palettes that I use for colorful looks. I have a huge stack of them beside me right here, so I'm excited to get into this and I hope you guys can take a little bit from it. I'm gonna be kind of going through and telling you which one's more expensive, which one's less expensive, which one works better for me, which ones are like kind of not as great but I still like them kind of deal. So yeah, we'll just jump right into this. We'll get into the first palette that I like to use. The first palette is not really a palette, it's 5. These are the Huda Beauty Precious Gem Obsessions collection. So there are 5 palettes in this collection. I do quite enjoy these smaller palettes because they're easy to travel with, they're easy to kind of create a full look with them. I find that Huda Beauty allows you to do that. So we have Ruby Obsessions here, which is one of my favorites just due to the fact that it is pink and red and orange. The only thing I will say about these palettes is there's a lot of shimmers. And I'm not a huge shimmer person. I've been trying to get into it more, definitely. The next one here is the Emerald Obsessions palette. This one is really cute. I do enjoy this one probably the most, or this is one of my top ones out of this collection. The next one is the Amethyst Obsessions because that is my birthstone. I really wanted to get this one. And I do really like the purples. I like these 2 matte shades at the bottom here. The next one, this is probably my favorite one in the whole collection. This is the Topaz Obsessions one. This is just beautiful for neutral looks, but it also has the pop of orange here, which I really like to use that one. I really enjoy this one. The last one in the Huda Beauty collection is the blue. This is the Sapphire Obsessions palette. This is, I love this green in the top corner. Is this green or is this yellow? It looks, I don't know, it looks both on camera. It looks maybe more yellow. In person it's a little bit more of like a lime neon green yellow. Yeah? I don't know. That's what it looks like to me. It's a beautiful shade. The next palette that I have is from Suva Beauty. It is the Suva Beauty Block Party palette here. Now this palette is full of these kind of shades, colors that you wouldn't necessarily think to put together, which is fun because these are colors that you can blend out really well. You can also combine them, which I think is really neat. But anyways, this Suva Beauty eyeshadow palette is one of their new releases. I don't know if they still have it in stock because I do know it was limited edition, but I do believe it could be. Any of these palettes I'm going to link down below if I can find them, so please check the description if you're interested. I will be linking them if they're still available. The next palette I'm going to reach for here is not a palette that you can get pre-made, but you can make this palette if they're ever in stock. This is the Sugar Pill Create Your Own palette sort of deal. These are the 6 shades that I picked. I wanted to have a rainbow palette. The only thing that I will say about Sugar, people rave about Sugar Pill palettes and everything, and I kind of want to do a video on products that somewhat disappointed me. But these shades are beautiful, except the purple. The purple is gorgeous in color, but so difficult to blend. It gets so patchy, and it kind of like disappears when you try to blend over it, which drives me insane. I know Jordan Byers had a video where she used the Jeffree Star palette, the Alien palette, and her purple just kind of got funky looking, and that's the same with this one. I don't know what it is about purple shadows that's so hard to pull off, but I'm not gonna blame one brand in particular because obviously it's the ongoing problem and not just a brand problem. Purples are difficult, but I do enjoy like these bottom 3 and then the blue especially. The green and the purple are iffy, but I do like the yellow, orange, the red, and the blue. I think they're gorgeous in pigment. I will say this about Sugar Pill too. I heard so many good things and heard they were so creamy, but they're not as creamy as you'd think. They're a little bit rougher, but they do have a pigment payoff, which I like. I like pigment. Who doesn't like good pigment, right? So this is another palette I reach for. Usually it's for single colors. Sometimes I'll do a cohesive look, or if I need this for rainbow. If I do need this for a rainbow look, I'll keep the purple to a minimum. I'll use it for an edge or a liner that's kind of going to be separate on its own and not have to combine with the rest of the colors. The next palette I have here is the Shop Violet Voss Fruit Sorbet palette. This is a cute, adorable little colorful palette, and it's really sweet and it's really nice and soft. I love the pigment payoff in these shadows. I think they're great. I'm a huge fan of using like the two pinks here. I think they're gorgeous. And I think they're very like soft and Valentine's Day-y, which is coming up. So this is a really cute palette to have for that. I do love the orange and the yellow as well. The green and the blue shimmer are stunning. The white shimmer is great for inner corner. It's great for your lid. I don't know, it's just, and I like the nude to help soften edges without taking color payoff away. So I think it's just a great little palette to have. And yeah, the only color that I'm not like the biggest fan on is the black shimmer, just simply because it's almost gray shimmer instead. But again, that being said, you can still use it. Like you can still use it for a glitter shimmer liner, and I think that's really fun. And I really like this, and my brother's girlfriend got this for me for Christmas, so I'm like really grateful she picked this one out because it's like perfect. And I just love this little one. I want to incorporate that green more though, because that green is just like stunning. So the next palette is by a brand that some of you might not know about, and that is Ace Beauty. Ace Beauty is more of an indie brand right now, but I have no doubt in my mind that they're going to become a bigger brand simply because of their shadows. The color payoff, the pigment is stunning. There's two palettes in this collection that you'll be seeing. This is the first one. This is their newest release. This is the Flare palette. And if we open it up, I'm going to hold it like this. Look at how stunning those colors are. Oh my god. I was debating on buying this one, but I decided that, you know what, screw it, I'm going to do it. And the reason I decided to do it was because I just couldn't get off of these color schemes. Of this color scheme in this palette. Now you have some neutrals, like your middle row here is a little bit more neutral, but then you have colors like sherbet here, which is beautiful to use, and saffron is one of the brightest red pigments I've ever seen. I'm gonna swatch both of them here on my fingers. If you can see, they're just super pigmented, and I think they're stunning, and they go on so well. They blend out incredibly well. Do I have any faults with this palette? Really? Not really. I think their shimmers are stunning. This Bayberry shimmer is gorgeous. The moss is like a beautiful army green. The next palette that I have is also an Ace Beauty palette. This one was from their Paradise collection. I believe that's what it's called. Again, this is permanent. There's 4 palettes in this collection. I decided on this one, and this is why. Look at the rainbow. As you guys know, I'm a sucker for rainbows, and I mean, look at it. It's perfect. It's beautiful. Again, the purple is a little bit iffy, but I will say it's a little bit better than the Sugar Pill purple. Other than that, the rest of the colors blend out stunning. Let's just talk and bask in this beauty. The green here is more of like a turquoise underwater. I use this for my aerial look on Instagram, and there's also a video on it here. But I use the green here for aerial. I use the purple for aerial as well. I am a huge fan of this deep blue, the macaw. It is such a beautiful, rich blue. You can get so much color payoff off these shadows. Not sponsored because I'm hyping this brand up, but honestly, this is such a good up-and-coming brand. I'm so happy that I tried them. And I'm so excited that, you know, they're not a flop, because, you know, some stuff is just like, oh, okay, like whatever, but this brand like really knows how to pull it together and how to just, I don't know, deliver the quality that you all want. 10 out of 10 would expect this, and 10 out of 10 support this brand, love this brand, love their shadows. You'll be seeing a lot more of them in videos. This palette is another Huda Beauty palette. This is the Huda Beauty Electric Obsessions. You can tell I've had this one for a while because the beauty's almost gone. But if I open it up, this is the palette. Again, not a cohesive palette whatsoever, but I love grabbing it for a good pop of color in a neutral look or creating a look with this palette on its own, because while it has like the purpley pink and the orange and the bright fuchsia and everything, like it's really nice to use. You can still do cohesive looks with it, it just doesn't appear cohesive right off the bat. This yellow and that green in the corner, the turquoise, the deep maroon, not maroon, that's a big lie, the lagoon blue is really, really gorgeous together. Honestly, that's probably what my next look is going to be, because it's just easy to do and beautiful to do. But this is, again, such a lovely palette, such a nice pop of color. Again, pigments off the charts. I do like Huda Beauty, I love them. Some people don't, and you know what, that's fine. Like, people aren't gonna love everything, not everybody's gonna love everything, but I'm a huge fan of their eyeshadows. Again, I really enjoyed this palette. It's adorable, and it's tiny and easy to travel with, like the last ones. The next palette is just an OG palette. This is the NYX Cosmetics Ultimate Brights palette. I mean, need I say more? I'm sure almost everybody at this point has tried this palette. It's an affordable option if you don't want to spend too much money on eyeshadows but still get the quality. NYX is a great brand for that. This was the first palette ever that I got that was the brights and the beautiful colors. This is the palette that really sparked everything for me, that sparked the color, that sparked the passion for, you know, doing unique makeup looks and everything. This is the palette right here. The next palette that I have that I want to show you guys is the Zulu palette from Juvia's Place. This is the first palette that I've tried from Juvia's Place. I do have one of their blush palettes, and I think these colors are gorgeous. Again, purple could use some work, but again, I've said enough about purple. We all know it's a struggle. It's a problem color. But this palette is so pretty. Again, you have your neutrals, you have these beautiful shimmers like in the middle here, you have a nice turquoise, you have a beautiful shimmer pink, gold flecked pink, yes. And then you have your pink and purple. This look is great for anybody who's trying to get into the color but still wants to keep some things neutral but, you know, add a pop. I think blending the orange and the brown together are like a gorgeous neutral but very warm and welcoming and happy color look. And yeah, I think this green again is kind of like the one in the Shop Violet Voss palette. I keep saying them by their Instagram name, but the Violet Voss palette, and again, it's a beautiful green shimmer. I love it. I love this palette. I love all these palettes. I know I say that a lot, but I do. Obviously, I wouldn't be sharing them with you if I didn't love them. This whole video is about palettes that I love using for color. So I do love this palette. I love all these palettes. I'm going to point out some issues with them if there are, like I already have. But yeah, that's just, again, another disclaimer. But yeah, this palette is pretty. It's very pigmented. These shadows are very soft. They're very soft and comfortable to blend, and they're very easy to blend. That is a nice thing about Juvia's Place, is their shadows are soft and easy, and again, maybe only issues the purple. Third last palette that I'm going to be talking about is the Take Me Back to Brazil 35 color pressed pigment palette. This is the second one. They did release the Brazil palette, I think. I can't remember. But this is what this one looks like inside. Now, to the eye, this is like every color lover's dream, and yes, it is a very gorgeous palette. I do have some more issues with this one in regards to blend. There are a lot of hit and misses in this one, which is like fine because it's an affordable palette. You can find what you like, you can give it a shot, and you know what? There's a lot more hits in here than misses. Again, the purple row, not my favorite. The red here is a little bit hard to build up. But other than that, actually, they're pretty nice. They're very nice. They're very, like, affordable and nice shadows. They're great for the price. That's the best way to put it, is they're really good for the price point. BH Cosmetics is very full of hit and misses, but it also has more hits than misses, as it's full of them. But yeah, I really enjoy this palette. I think it's great for anybody starting off, just kind of like the Zulu palette. It's great for anybody starting off. This is probably one of the second ones because I was so excited to get this one and play with the color. And yeah, it's really pretty. Some of the colors aren't as pigmented as others. That's kind of the biggest thing, is while they are buildable, it does take a while to build some of them up. Just like I said about the red, the green, the yellow, some of the oranges, definitely the purples. In every row, basically, there's one that you're going to have to work with a little bit more in order to get the payoff that you like. But again, for the price point, I definitely don't mind. And yeah, I would recommend this one. It's great to go to if you're just kind of unsure. You can play around because there's any possible color in this palette. So the last two palettes are by Morphe. You guys can probably already guess what they are, but we're going to start with this one. This is the Morphe 35B palette. I believe they discontinued this one, which why? I know they wanted to discontinue it to make room for the James Charles palette, but the James Charles palette doesn't have these colors. I need to open it. So basically, this is what the palette looks like. I'm not going to talk too much about it because people have heard a lot about Morphe on this platform, so don't worry, I'm not going to go crazy into it. But again, these colors are gorgeous. Again, I have issues with the purple. I'm going to keep saying that. I'm going to say when I have issues with a color, and I have issues with the purple in this palette. Not again. These eyeshadows are okay. You know what? I kind of understand why they would discontinue this one for the James Charles. The James Charles has so, like, stunning pigments, and this one does too, but some of these are a little bit harder to work with. My camera stopped recording in the middle of me going through the 35B palette, and I'm very sorry about that. I went back and checked to see, you know, where I left off, so I can try to go back and do that again. Are things gonna stop falling? Okay. As I was saying in the last clip, the green is really pretty. The greens and the purple row in the 35B palette are the only two that I maybe have a little bit of an issue with. I'm not gonna get into the purples. But other than that, this palette is gorgeous, and if it's still available, I'm going to link it down below. I think it's great for a pop of color. It's great for any colorful look, really. And yeah, it comes with the color insert sheet, which is great now that they have that, which leads me to believe they haven't disconnected. They haven't discontinued it, because why would you discontinue it just after, you know, making it different? I don't know, guys. Again, if it's available, I'll be linking it down below for you guys if you want to get your hands on it. Palette is one that I probably just talked about. I'm not sure. I can't remember if I filmed that part or not. But that is, of course, the James Charles palette from Morphe. I got my hands on it. Thanks to my friend who sent it to me for Christmas. Like, I'm emotional over that still because it's a lot. But this palette here, I haven't had an issue with any of the shades in this palette, not even the purple, which we all know. We've all heard me complain enough about this video, but I have not had an issue. I love that the middle row here is very neutral. So this palette is good for beginners, it's good for intermediate, it's good for expert, it's good for every single level of makeup artist that there is. It holds so many amazing colors. It holds the rainbow colors, it holds everything in between. I adore this palette to death. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie. I was hesitant because I don't usually buy YouTubers, you know, palettes or YouTubers products, but I do have the Morphe Jaclyn Hill palette, and I do have this one. This one is ultimately my favorite YouTuber slash like in brand collaboration is the James Charles palette here. Pigment is off the charts. It's insane, guys. Like, honestly, it's hyped up so much, but there's a good reason for it. As an artist myself, I truly do believe that it is a beautiful, stunning palette, and I am just very excited to have this. I do use this usually at least once in every single one of my looks, which is wild. I need to start expanding like my use of palettes, because as you saw, I have a crap ton of palettes in my collection. I have more in my drawer. Like, I can do a whole palette collection if you want. Let me know down below if you want to see that. But yeah, that's it. This is the last palette, I promise. You won't hear me griping about purples anymore today. That's exciting. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys took a little bit from it. I will be linking every product down below if it's still available, as I've said numerous times in this video. If you like this video, please don't please don't forget to subscribe and don't forget to hit the like button. I post every Wednesday. Yes, every Wednesday. I promise I post every Wednesday. And yeah, that's it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys in the next video.